Now this thing obviously is all rotted away.
I stay putting in that work. Everything I get, I murk. You can tell by the way I walk, I ain't just talking about it. I stay putting in that work. Everything I get, I murk. You can tell by the way I walk, I ain't just talking about it. I stay putting in that work.
I have a Ford F-150 here. This one I'm actually going to be replacing the rocker panel section as well as this cab corner section. Now this thing obviously is all rotted away, falling apart. There's a huge hole underneath here as well. This is how the new part comes from Ford. So I will section this at the back all the way up here, which will be somewhere right in here. This B pillar will get sectioned. It looks like it's going to be right around here. And they actually have a sectioning procedure in the front. Rather than going all the way up top, I could cut it right in here, right in this area. This front part is actually in good shape, so it'll just be easier to put it in right here rather than up in this area. I'm going to go ahead and dive into this one and start cutting it apart, get my old section off, then I'll start fitting my new rocker panel up. So I'm going to roughly sit this rocker panel section on here. And I have it to where I cut it a little long so where it overlaps the last little bit on the car there. And I did the same thing down here. Then I'm going to go through and scribe right where this ends at. Then I'll lift that back off and trim this the rest of the way, and that'll give me a perfect cut. And I'll do the same thing at the other seam as well. And there it is. This middle seam I cut just perfect. I just measured it out. Now this is a backer plate that I made out of the old piece of the panel, and Ford wants you to use a backer plate where possible. It just helps when welding up the seam, having a backer behind it. So I went ahead and I fit up the rear door to make sure it lined up properly, and it looks just right. It's slightly wider at the top, but the other side is the exact same way. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll with it, and I'll lift this door back off, and I'll go ahead and get that rocker panel welded on. So this rocker panel gets a very light chip guard across the bottom. I gotta tape it off right at this line right here. But first, I'm gonna scuff it up, and then I'll tape it off and apply that chip guard. Chip guard is essentially just a thicker texture that helps prevent rocks from coming up and chipping the bottom of the rocker panel.